Coinbase is having a phenomenal year, currently trading up 435% as I'm recording with just 1 day left in the trading year. And really, this is, I think, a surprising outcome for Coinbase after going through a really rough 2022. 2023 has really turned around in a number of different ways. In this video, I want to cover some of the positives that we saw from Coinbase this year and go through a few more catalysts that I think are starting to emerge and could really push the stock higher in 2024. My name is Travis Hoium. Thanks for watching Asymmetric Investing. Please subscribe here on YouTube for all my content. And thanks to this video sponsor, The Motley Fool. Check out fool.com/ASYM for their top 10 stocks to buy right now. Now, I'll start here by just showing the year chart for Coinbase because this has just been an absolute rocket ship over the last couple of months. You can see there was a bit of a recovery early in the year, starting the year at about $35 a share. And really back at this point, Coinbase was trading not too far from just the cash on its balance sheet and then adding a little bit of value for the interest generated from not only that cash, but also the company's interest in the USDC token. So this recovery was really a lot about value that was emerging in Coinbase stock. But over the last couple of months, if we look at the stock, October 27th was $70 a share. So up well over 100% since then. And the reason for that is really the recovery that we've seen in the crypto market. You can see that Bitcoin has had a big recovery, about $27,000 in mid-October, and now that's up to almost $43,000. Same thing for Ethereum, which has gone from a little over $1,500 to now $2,400. But one of the biggest gainers was really Solana. And this recovery really started at the same time as Bitcoin and Ethereum, so it was really a macro recovery for a lot of the crypto market. But the gains here are just outstanding, $22 per token on October 11th, and now that's over $100 per token, has traded as high as over $120 per token. So a massive recovery for Solana. And then if we look at something that's a little bit more directly impacted for Coinbase, we've seen some recovery in the USDC token. So this is the US dollar pegged token that Coinbase was involved in starting. That operations has now been spun off to Circle. When that deal happened earlier this year, Coinbase got a portion of Circle's equity and then also still gets revenue from the token, which generates money by taking the assets that are backing the token and then investing those in things like securities. So as interest rates rise, that token actually spits off more cash. That cash ends up going to Coinbase and Circle. So there was a little bit of concern earlier this year. You can see this drop in the market cap or the amount of assets in the USDC token. There's a number of reasons behind that. Some issues at Binance had something to do with it, but you see that's really stabilized over the last few months. If we look to the 1-year chart, the market cap is up slightly in just the last couple of months. So we're starting to see some turnaround there. And that really leads into some of the utility that Coinbase is starting to bring to the blockchain, which I think is ultimately going to be done using these stable coins like USDC and not necessarily using native crypto tokens like Ethereum or Solana or Bitcoin. So that's what I'm going to get into next. Thanks to our friends at The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/ASYM for the top 10 stocks to buy right now. So the two developments from Coinbase that I really want to discuss is the increased utilization of their wallet. Now there's a couple of ways that Coinbase does wallets. It has a crypto wallet. If you're on your iPhone, you can download the wallet app, which is made by Coinbase. So that's similar to any sort of other crypto wallet like Phantom or like MetaMask. They've got your own usernames in there and things like that. And you can send assets using things like ENS. But what they've done is made it a little bit easier to use this to send money to other people. Now, the challenge here would be you're going to need to send crypto assets from yourself in your crypto wallet to somebody else that has a crypto wallet. They go through how you can easily create that crypto wallet, but that's sort of the next step in adoption is making all these things easier. So the way that I think about Coinbase is, are they building utility that gets us closer and closer to the point where sending money, whether it's to a business or to an individual, is just as easy on the blockchain as it is using other methods like credit cards or like Venmo, the Cash App, things like that. And we're moving closer and closer to that. So this is one of those steps forward, is you can now send money via text message And the way that you do it in your app is you say, hey, this example, they want to send $10. You send via link, and then you create that link and then send that link as a text message. So a little bit convoluted, but still we're talking about just a few clicks. Not all that much more complicated than the Cash App or Venmo, something like that. And the advantage here is this is not you can send these assets to anywhere around the world. This is on the blockchain. So it isn't going to run on the same rails as a lot of financial transactions. Speaking of financial transactions, the biggest thing that happened at Coinbase this year that really didn't get a lot of attention was this Project Diamond. And what they were doing with this is creating a debt instrument on the blockchain using smart contracts and then showing how that would work if you were to raise money via debt on the blockchain instead of using traditional financial institutions. So the way that financial institutions work is an investment bank will help you raise that money. Let's say you're a business and you're raising $1 billion through issuing bonds. What the investment bank is going to do is they're going to go out and say, hey, we have all kinds of clients that we can sell these bonds to. So we'll find $1 billion worth of buyers. We'll figure out what the terms are. And then we're going to take a cut. And that cut is pretty significant. It's usually a percentage of the amount raised. And it varies depending on the type of raise. But this is the business that really makes investment banks a lot of money. You're talking about millions of dollars in fees just for a single debt raise. On top of that, those banks make money by trading, so making a market in these debt instruments. If you want to buy some of Coinbase's debt, for example, you would maybe just go to one of the big banks and say, hey, I'm interested in buying this debt instrument. How much will it cost me? Because it isn't traded on an exchange the way that a stock is. So what they're trying to do is say, hey, what if we move this to the blockchain? Then we can know exactly who owns these assets, that we know where money goes, and it's going to make it even easier to trade assets as well, just like an NFT. And what they did is they worked with the Abu Dhabi global market, and they were building on the base blockchain, which is the blockchain that Coinbase built on top of Ethereum. So it's a layer 2 blockchain. And they wanted to deliver compliant capital market activity that will continue to unlock institutional adoption of the global crypto economy. So institutions are really what they're looking at here. They're not looking at necessarily selling these things to you and me. And this section goes through right here. On November 10th, the first debt instrument on Project Diamond was successfully issued, distributed, and matured. So typically a bond would have a maturity and length of years. This one was matured very, very quickly. But you're going through that entire process and showing exactly how it worked. And this is just a technical demonstration of the feasibility. So something that could maybe become a bigger project in the future and get more adoption and generate more of those blockchain fees, marketplace fees. There's all kinds of ways that Coinbase could potentially make money off of doing this kind of activity with financial institutions. In 2021 and 2022, Coinbase made a vast majority of its money just simply on crypto trading. So number go up, number go down. That was really Coinbase's business. And it was one of the leaders in the US, generated massive fees. But when that market really turned south, that was when revenue started to drop. And that's why we had the decline that we saw in Coinbase in 2022. But long term, I think the potential for this company is being much more than just a centralized exchange for trading cryptocurrencies. I don't know that there's going to be a lot of value in that long term. Typically, even in the stock market, those kind of businesses just get competed out of the market. The long-term value is going to be, what are we going to do on the blockchain? What are companies and individuals going to build on the blockchain? How are we going to interact with it on a day-to-day basis? How are we going to make it better than the current financial institutions? And I think what we're seeing today is some of the seeds being laid for Coinbase being a central piece of that, whether you're talking about debt markets or whether you're talking about moving money from person to person or person to business through something like the Coinbase wallet and the USDC token. So there's a lot of potential growth there in those kind of avenues in 2024 and beyond for Coinbase. And in the meantime, the increase in cryptocurrency values and the increase in trading is going to mean that their business could potentially be very profitable as early as fourth quarter, this quarter that they're going to report in just the next few weeks. So I think there's a lot of reasons to be bullish on Coinbase heading into 2024, a lot of ways that they can disrupt the traditional financial institution. And if the momentum continues in cryptocurrencies and blockchains, people keep building things, including Coinbase, I think that's going to be great for the company long term. This is a stock that I own and intend to hold for a very long time. But what do you think about Coinbase heading into 2024? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to Asymmetric Investing. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you here next time.